This will be our second fight on the Showtime pay-per-view from T-Mobile Arena. Your Dennis Ugas versus Mario Barrios, 12 rounds for the interim WBC welterweight championship. It all goes down this Saturday. Both men coming face to face. Both have great respect for each other. Looking to become victorious and to continue to remain in one of the elite of the welterweight division. And now we'll welcome in our Showtime translator, Martin Batar, as we are now with the former WBA champion, your Dennis Ugas. And your Dennis, welcome back. I know it's been a long layoff, but you have been looking and itching to get back in the ring. It is now finally here. How has everything gone in camp here as you get set to take on Mario Barrios?
Ha pasado mucho tiempo, tenías muchas ganas de volver. ¿Qué tal ha sido esta espera y la preparación para esta gran pelea?
No, ha pasado mucho tiempo, sí. Hoy de vuelta, gracias a Dios, peleando aquí en Las Vegas, en mi casa, y muy emocionado. Tengo aquí en Las Vegas 5 y 0 y vamos por una gran pelea el sábado.
It has indeed been a long time, but I'm very excited. I'm here fighting at home in Las Vegas, where I'm 5-0, and I'm ready to put on a show once again for the fans.
Fighting Mario Barrios, what challenges does he bring to the table? He has been in the ring with other world champions like yourself, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, Tank Davis. Those are all the world champions both of you have faced. What is it looking like when you face Mario Barrios Saturday night?
Has peleado contra múltiples campeones mundiales y esta no es la excepción. ¿Qué esperas de Mario Barrios este sábado a la noche?
No, Barrios es un buen peleador, joven, fuerte, un ex campeón del mundo igual que yo. Es una gran pelea para mí. Pienso es un guerrero, mucho respeto para él, a su equipo y estamos listos para el sábado darle una gran pelea a todos los fans.
Mario Barrios is a young, strong fighter, a former world champion like me. He has all my respect, and I know that it's going to be a tough task on Saturday night.
Your Dennis, you are always extremely respectful. You are always just looking to fight the toughest challenges that are out there. Amongst the welterweight elite, you continue to be one of the top names in that division. What does it take for you to get back on that mountaintop to be a world champion again?
Sos uno de los nombres top de esta división, supiste estar en la cima. ¿Qué es lo que crees que necesitas hacer para volver a estar en la cima?
Bueno, todo el mundo sabe, soy uno de los mejores pesos fuertes del mundo hoy en día. Ahora estoy regresando después de 1 año y medio. Vengo de una gran pelea y pienso el sábado hacer lo que hago yo, que es pelear fuerte cada asalto como siempre y especialmente, como siempre digo, darle la mejor pelea a los fans.
Look, everybody knows that I'm still one of the best welterweights in the world. And what I have in mind is to come out on Saturday night and give the fans what they know they will get. A great fight, because I'm still here and I know what I can do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Dennis Ugas, the former WBA welterweight champion, as he goes toe-to-toe with Mario Barrios this Saturday from T-Mobile Arena. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank all of our sponsors for being able to make this event possible. DraftKings, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. And O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your automotive supplies. Everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. And of course, VMC Tequila Cocktails. El original ante todo, VMC Tequila Cocktails. And Celsius, sponsored by Celsius Live Fit Essential Energy. And from Jalisco, Mexico, the champion of all tequilas, Híjole Tequila. And Exorcist, brought to you by The Exorcist Believers, only in theaters this Friday. So once again, all of our sponsors helping make this event possible. Live from T-Mobile Arena, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. as Canelo Alvarez goes toe-to-toe with the undisputed junior middleweight champion, Jermell Iron Man Charlo. It always is so great to see all of the fans, especially with it being Hispanic Heritage Month, fight card headlined by numerous Hispanics, headlined by Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. And now, we are set to bring on our next fighters, as this is our co-main event Saturday night. First up to the stage with 25 victories, 18 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats. He is from Orlando, Florida, accompanied by trainer Kevin Cunningham. Here is the hard-hitting knockout artist, Erickson. "27 years old, you have said, I'm in my prime, this is my moment." There have been a lot of push for Jesus Ramos rising fast along the ranks, and you said, I am going to prove that my experience will halt that momentum to give him his first defeat. What happened Saturday night against Jesus Ramos?
Erickson Lubin comes home with a W. Erickson Lubin comes home with a W in impressive fashion.
Now you are one of the most entertaining fighters. You are not ever in a boring fight. And this is a huge opportunity taking on Jesus Ramos. What in your experience do you feel like will give you the edge when you take on Jesus Ramos, who is still very young? You said he's a good fighter, but that your experience is going to eventually take its toll because you have fought former world champions. You have a long resume, even though you're only 27 years old.
Like I said before, I fought the former world champions. I beat former world champions. I beat top contenders. I beat Olympians. So, you know, fighting a young gun like this, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to give the fans a show. And I plan on coming out victorious in impressive fashion, like I said.
What are some things, without giving too much away, obviously, that you and your trainer, Kevin Cunningham, you guys have been together for a very long time. What are some of the things that you guys have been working on in preparation for this bout? And how is this bout different than any of your other fights coming into Saturday night?
The only thing different about this fight is the game plan. You know, it's another young fighter in front of us. We drew up a game plan and we're ready to execute. We're in great shape. We fought about 10 weeks ago, and I'm excited to be back active like this. And I'm gonna give the fans a really great show. That's a fact. Hammer time, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Erickson Hammer Lubin, as he is getting set for our co-main event. Now we will bring on his opponent, getting set to make his way to the stage with the record undefeated, 20 victories,
I wouldn't left it open.
16 by knockout, as he is from Casa Grande, Arizona. Jesus
Well, I'm kind of working my way over, but I know when he comes, they're probably going to use it. But if not, I'll be right there.
Jesus Ramos coming off a victory over unbeaten Joey Spencer back in March on the Plant Benavides undercard. He owns victories over Brian Mendoza, Javier Molina, Luke Santamaria, and Vladimir Hernandez. He is looking to move to 21-0 in the super welterweight division. Once again, Jesus Mono Ramos. Jesus Mono Ramos taking on Erickson Hammer Lubin, our co-main event from T-Mobile Arena. Premier Boxing Champions and Showtime pay-per-view are bringing it forward. A massive fight in the super welterweight division with huge implications. Erickson Hammer Lubin and Jesus Ramos looking to steal the show this Saturday. Jesus, a tremendous opportunity as you are here in Hispanic Heritage Month on a co-main event headlined by Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. What will this night, Saturday, September 30th, do if you're able to be victorious over Erickson Lubin?
It's a huge night, you know. I think winning over Lubin on this stage, it just catapults my career, sets me up for bigger fights. And it's an exciting fight, man. It brings out the crowd.
Now, what do you make of Erickson has talked that experience will be the difference. He has been in big fights, he's fought former world champions, and he said, you know, they are trying to rush him amongst the ranks in the super welterweight division, and I'm going to put a stop to all of that. My experience will be the difference. What do you say to that?
We'll see Saturday night. We'll see what his experience brings to the table Saturday night.
Now, I know you were supposed to fight earlier this year. You suffered a little bit of a hand injury. How is the hand doing, and how has camp been as you are getting ready for this preparation against Erickson Lubin?
Everything's been good. You know, I'm healthy. I had a strong camp, and I'm ready to go Saturday night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the undefeated rising star in the super welterweight division, Jesus Mono Ramos. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you have not had a chance, feel free to head on over to the Showtime Sports YouTube pages to check out the Emmy Award-winning All Access on the Showtime Sports YouTube page, as they have been following Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo in preparation for this main event, getting you set in preparation for September 30th from T-Mobile Arena. The Showtime crew has been behind the scenes. They have been in Houston in the training gym with Jermell Charlo. They have been at Lake Tahoe with Canelo Alvarez, as both undisputed champions are looking to once again add to both of their legacies. So catch those episodes on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. And then also, don't forget, before our pay-per-view card begins Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, we will be going live on the Showtime Sports YouTube page and the Showtime Boxing Facebook at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And we have 3 fights leading up to our pay-per-view card. Top heavyweight Frank the Cuban Flash Sanchez taking on Scott Alexander in a 10-round matchup. And then 2012 U.S. Olympian Terrell Gausha faces Keandre Leatherwood in an 8-round middleweight bout. And then former light heavyweight champion Alexander the Nail Voidstick battles Brazil's Isaac Rodriguez in an 8-round duel. So once again, that is all before our pay-per-view card goes live from T-Mobile Arena on this Saturday, September 30th. So both Showtime, Premier Boxing Champions, Canelo Promotions, TGB Promotions are bringing you once again everything for this fight week. A tremendous pay-per-view card that we have for you. as we once again, our 5-week looks like this. We have our grand arrivals. You've already met 6 of the fighters taking place this Saturday night. Wednesday, we have our main press conference between Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Charlo. Both men will be getting in their final words before they face off Saturday night, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Then we have our undercard media workout right after that. It is open to the public. That will be right outside the MGM Sportsbook, outside Tapa Restaurant. And that starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. And both of those events will be taking place tomorrow. Then Thursday, we have our undercard final presser. And you just saw all 6 fighters. They will all get the final words on Thursday. That begins 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And then Friday, our official weigh-in. That is open to the public as well. Your final chance to see all the fighters taking place Saturday, September 30th, before fight night begins. That is at Toshiba Plaza, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. So once again, it is a fight-filled week. Premier Boxing Champions once again continues to deliver some of the biggest fights that 2023 has seen, along with Showtime, in an unprecedented year for boxing. This has been a year where the best have truly fought in the best. People have always wanted fighters to go toe-to-toe with other great fighters. In boxing, it frustrates fans when those fights that people want don't happen. Well, that has not been the case in 2023 because these fighters have laid it all on the line. First, we started things off in March as David Benavidez took on Caleb Plant. They got things going for a fantastic main event in March as David Benavidez defeated Caleb Plant. Then we had in April, Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Ryan Garcia as both men elevated their status, showing the world that they are some of the, not just top boxing stars, but top stars in general in sports entertainment. So Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, that was in April as Tank Davis was victorious. Then it all led to the historic showdown. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. were back here in July from T-Mobile Arena as Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. gave fight fans what many believe was the best pure pound-for-pound fight that people have had, unifying the welterweight division, crowning its first ever undisputed champion as Terrence Bud Crawford became the first man ever to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. So once again, Showtime pay-per-view, Premier Boxing Champions, we're giving you a historic 2023. And now we have another one for you. First ever fight where 2 undisputed champions are going toe-to-toe. Jermell Ironman Charlo, undisputed junior middleweight champion, and Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, as both men, 2 of 10 men in boxing's 4-belt era to go head-to-head, 2 of the 10 undisputed champions. And that is what this boxing sport is all about when you talk about the best fighting the best. Canelo Alvarez is excited to be back here in Las Vegas, Nevada. He defeated John Ryder in May, and it's been a little over a year since he has fought here in Las Vegas, and he will once again make his 8th appearance at T-Mobile Arena, headlining that arena as he takes on Jermell Charlo on Saturday. On the other hand, Jermell Charlo, this will be his first main event headlining T-Mobile Arena as he is looking to be the second man to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. One thing I love about both Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez is neither man is afraid of a challenge. Both men do not turn down fights. They want to fight the toughest challenge out there. Jermell has fought everyone in the super welterweight division, being the undisputed junior middleweight champion. He has fought Tony Harrison, Brian Castano. He has one defeat and one draw, and he avenged both of those in emphatic fashion, knocking out Tony Harrison and then knocking out Brian Castano. He wants to prove all the doubters wrong, letting them know Jermell Charlo is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and that's something that you can admire about him, because they are willing to take all challenges coming. And when this opportunity presented itself to move up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena on Showtime pay-per-view, he could not turn that down for a chance to add to history and add to his legacy. So Jermell Charlo, big props to him. And then on the other hand, Canelo Alvarez, what more can you say about the future Hall of Famer? He is no doubt going to be a future Hall of Famer. 33 years old, 4-division world champion, 154, 160, 168, 175, and he continues to show the boxing world he is the best fighter in the planet, and he is looking to make a statement to the boxing world that he is still the top dog in this sport, with a victory over Jermell Charlo. And Canelo Alvarez, he said, you know, when this fight came across his table, he said, I don't care who it is, put him in front of me. I want to continue to add to my legacy. His legacy features the names of Floyd Mayweather Jr., Triple G, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, just to name a few. And he is continuing to add to that as he adds another name to his resume in Jermell Charlo, who is undisputed. Now, the thing I am looking forward to as well, that I don't think is getting talked about enough, the fact that we have 2 of boxing's best trainers in the sport. Eddie Reynoso, who has been in the corner of Canelo Alvarez, was the 2021 Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year. Taking on Derek James, it will be, who was also a 2022 Trainer of the Year by the Boxing Writers Association. He's in the corner of Jermell Charlo. Both of these men, you know, don't like to be in the limelight. They're behind, they want to support their fighters, but they are all about their fighters. That's all they care about. They care about making sure they're in the best shape possible and giving them the best game plan possible to make sure their fighters are victorious. And I want to acknowledge both of those men because they are 2 of boxing's best trainers in the world. And I am very intrigued to see the X's and O's that both men are putting together in the training camp of Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. What will they be able to do? What adjustments can they make to go head-to-head and outthink the other? That is an intriguing storyline that I am very much looking forward to on Saturday night, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. Once again, if you have not gotten your tickets, if you plan to be in the arena at T-Mobile Arena and you still don't have tickets, AXS.com. Head on over to AXS.com to purchase your tickets. If you can't be in the arena but you want to watch the fight, go on to the Showtime app and order the pay-per-view. You can go to the Showtime app that can work with all of your electronic devices that are compatible. You can also go to Showtime.com/pay-per-view and order it online, or you can call your local cable TV or satellite provider to order the pay-per-view. If you can't be in the arena, I highly recommend ordering the fight. It is going to be a fantastic night. You just met the first 3 matchups we have on the pay-per-view card on Saturday night. All 6 men are looking to steal the show on Saturday from our main eventers, Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. Top to bottom, this is one of the best cards of the year, and I would expect nothing less between Premier Boxing Champions, Canelo Promotions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View, and TGB Promotions, giving the fight fans exactly what they are looking for. And it is going to be an unprecedented night of action this Saturday. So once again, it is going to be an absolute event this Saturday. Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, as both men are looking to add to their legacies. Jermell Charlo under the Lions Only banner. He is extremely proud to represent the Lions Only banner. And he is someone that is extremely proud of where he comes from. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he has said, you know, this is what I've always wanted. I've always wanted an opportunity like this to add his name under the bright lights and show the people of the world that maybe doubt him that I am one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters, if he has not proven that already. He is got power in both hands. He is never shied away from an opponent. As we mentioned before, he has defeated every man he stepped in the ring with. And he comes from, as we all know, a tremendous family. When you talk about his twin brother, Jermell Charlo, both men have come up together and have done great things in the sport of boxing. And they are always two of boxing's most notable stars, two world champions who both support each other. And once again, Jermell Charlo getting this huge opportunity to move up 2 weight classes. Not a lot of fighters would do that. A lot of fighters, you present that challenge, a lot of fighters would not take on that challenge of moving up 14 pounds to fight arguably boxing's best, Canelo Alvarez. But Jermell Charlo, he's cut from a different cloth. And if he had, like I said, if he hasn't proven that already, where he has, you know, lost to Tony Harrison and he went right back at him, where he drew against Brian Castano, went right back at him to prove those naysayers wrong with those TKO victories. That is something that I admire about Jermell Charlo, and I can't imagine what he has been game planning. He's been hungry in the gym. He has been working in preparation very hard for this fight. He is in a tremendous stable. When you talk about that stable that Derek James has with Jermell Charlo, Errol Spence Jr., Anthony Joshua, Ryan Garcia, I mean Frank Martin, those are some of boxing's best fighters in the world. And as Jermell Charlo always says, iron sharpens iron, always. And he helped Errol Spence get ready for his fight against Terence Crawford. And he is looking to continue a huge year for that stable and to bring back a W to Houston, Texas. As for Canelo Alvarez, this man has done all he can do. If he retired today, he'd be a surefire Hall of Famer. But once again, Canelo Alvarez is always looking to take on the biggest and best challenges out of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He is ready to go, and he says, look, I might fight another 5 years. I feel great, I am healthy, I have recovered from my wrist surgery, and I am looking to prove everyone wrong that I am still boxing's top dog. And that's one thing I love about Canelo Alvarez is he puts himself in these situations and wants to face boxing's best. As once again we're here at MGM Grand, ladies and gentlemen, who is here for Canelo Alvarez? And who is here for Lions Only Jermell Ironman Charlo? It is extremely lively in here. It is packed to the brim right here at our MGM Grand lobby as the crowd eagerly waits in anticipation for our main event fighters to make their way here to our stage. Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, once again, two of boxing's best fighters that are going toe-to-toe. As you can hear the crowd on Hispanic Heritage Month, here to support Canelo Alvarez for this massive event. A huge event for Showtime pay-per-view, Premier Boxing Champions, Canelo Promotions, TGB Promotions, And like I said, we have an exciting fight week planned for you as we have our grand arrivals here today. We have our main presser tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Our undercard media workouts. All the fighters will be getting a sweat in, working out in front of the public. That is open to the public, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Thursday, we have our undercard final presser, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And then Friday, our official weigh-in open to the public from Toshiba Plaza, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. And like I said, if you have not ever attended a public weigh-in for a big fight here in Las Vegas, there is nothing like it. It is the night before the men step into the ring as they get one final look at each other this Friday at our official weigh-in. Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez headlining this massive card from Premier Boxing Champions. Once again, Canelo Alvarez putting all 4 belts on the line. Undisputed super middleweight champion, putting it on the line against the undisputed junior middleweight champion, Jermell Ironman Charlo. Expect there to be fireworks. Both men, high ring IQs, high power, and they are expecting to put on a fight of the year contender with Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Ironman Charlo. Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez. Once again, Canelo from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He is always wearing his nation's colors proudly on his sleeve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now set to meet our main event fighters. First up, 35 victories, 19 wins by knockout. Opposite of 1 defeat and 1 draw. He is a 2-time 154-pound champion, the undisputed junior middleweight champion. Here is out of Houston, Texas, Jermell Ironman Charlo. Jermell Charlo, ladies and gentlemen. Jermell, welcome in, accompanied by trainer Derek James, as you guys are focused and ready to continue to add to history. You're the undisputed junior middleweight champion when this challenge presented itself to you. Jermell, you need to go up 2 weight classes. You have this opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. You didn't think twice. Why is that?
Because there's no question. The world think Canelo the best in the world, right? And I'm becoming on trouble worldwide. I feel like I'm the best in the world. I do this for the dogs, the hungry ones. I do it for the animals. I'm made for this.
You have proven, you have fought the best of the best in your division. You have proven you're the king of that division. Let me go be a king in another division to become the second man ever to be undisputed. A victory over Canelo Alvarez, what does that say to everyone?
It labeled me as one of the greatest. After I beat Canelo, the world won't, they'll be screaming Charlo, Charlo, Charlo. You did.
One thing I love about you, Jermell, is you have put on such a fan-friendly style. A lot of people talk in boxing, guys avoiding other fighters, guys, not wanting to take on the toughest challenges. You say, no, I'm taking on the toughest challenge, and you're proving that taking on Canelo Alvarez. This will be your first fight headlining T-Mobile Arena. What does that also mean to you?
Man, it's all great. It's all good. It's a beautiful thing. I come to put on the best performance. Training camp was amazing, and to be here at the T-Mobile Arena, standing in front of MGM, I done been to a whole bunch of these fights, so now it's my turn, it's my time, and it's my moment, and I'm gonna shine when it's time for it.
Now, Canelo Alvarez, he has proven to be, for a very long time, he's a surefire Hall of Famer, and he has proven, he's been boxing's top dog for a long time. How do you defeat Canelo Alvarez? on Saturday night, September 30th.
We gotta show you on September 30th. We're gonna talk about it. We gotta be about it. And so come fight night, y'all will see what I mean by that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jermell Ironman Charlo, the undisputed junior middleweight champion under the Lions only banner. He is one of boxing's best, and he will be going toe-to-toe against Canelo Alvarez Saturday, September 30th, live from T-Mobile Arena, Premier Boxing Champions Showtime pay-per-view. As it is all set, Jermell Ironman Charlo once again looking to make history. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time, Jermell Ironman Charlo. You see Team Charlo coming out in droves, the Lions only banner, ready to go, proudly representing Houston, Texas, as they are looking to make history with a win over Canelo Alvarez, Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. Jermell Ironman Charlo, as you heard, he is ready, he is focused, and he is set to go. Ladies and gentlemen, now taking in some of the sounds of the mariachi band. It's not a Canelo fight if there's not mariachis in attendance. So soak it in, the sounds proudly representing Hispanic Heritage Month. Jermell Ironman Charlo, as you heard it here, he's ready. He is focused, jumping up 2 weight classes to take on the biggest challenge in boxing, that is Canelo Alvarez. And that's what I love about Jermell Charlo. He does not back down from a challenge. He has accomplished so much already in his career, being an undisputed junior middleweight champion. And now he is looking for the next toughest test of his career. That is Canelo Alvarez. And that is one thing that I believe fight fans have such a huge appreciation for with Jermell Charlo. It is a huge task ahead of him taking on Canelo Alvarez. It's a huge task for anyone, really. But Jermell believes he has all the tools and skills to dethrone the undisputed super middleweight champion. And we will all find out Saturday night, Jermell Charlo against Canelo Alvarez. Once again, our sponsors we love to thank, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. O'Reilly Auto Parts is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your own automotive supplies. Everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo. Sponsored by Celsius, Live Feet Essential Energy. From Jalisco, Mexico, the champion of all tequilas, Hijole Tequila. And also brought to you by The Exorcist Believer, only in theaters this Friday. Once again, Canelo versus Charlo adds to a historic, unprecedented year for Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions. We had Plant versus Benavidez in March, Tank versus Garcia in April. We had the undisputed welterweight showdown, Terrence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. in July, and now we add another massive fight First time ever, two undisputed champions going toe-to-toe with Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Iron Man Charlo. So once again, boxing fans around the world, gotta be grateful for everything that Premier Boxing Champions and Showtime Pay-Per-View have been delivering to the slate here in 2023. This is what the people want. This is what they are getting. The best, fighting the best. And that's exactly what we will see Saturday night, September 30th, live from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the fight capital of the world. Once again, the event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGP Promotions. Tickets are still available, AXS.com. Feel free to head on over. If you are not going to be in attendance but want to watch the fight, go to the Showtime app and order it on all your mobile devices that are compatible. You can also go to showtime.com/pay-per-view to order it online, or you can call your local cable or satellite TV provider and order it as well. It all goes down Saturday night. We expect packed house from T-Mobile Arena. It has been a busy time here in Las Vegas, and I'm sure the city is loving it. There's no other city in the world where you can have the best fighting the best. It is the fight capital of the world for a reason. Jermell Iron Man Charlo won his very first world title down the street at the Cosmopolitan in 2017 and became the WBC champion, and he has worn gold ever since, and he is looking to continue to add that resume as he is the undisputed junior middleweight champion. You can see to my right that Jermell and Team Charlo under the Lions Only banner out of Houston, Texas. They are excited to get going, and they cannot wait. Counting down the days until we get to Saturday night. We are 4 days away between Canelo versus Charlo. So, once again, I want to thank everyone that came out here for our grand arrivals. We have met 7 of our 8 fighters with 1 to go. Who's ready for Canelo Alvarez? From Hispanic Heritage Month, Canelo, as we said, is very proud to be Mexican, very proud to be the first undisputed Mexican world champion, and he continues to break records, add to his history, and add to his legacy in what will for sure one day, when he decides to hang up those gloves, be a Hall of Famer. And it has been 1 year, a little over 1 year, since Canelo has fought here in Las Vegas. He defeated Triple G last September. Then he defeated John Ryder down in Mexico in May. And he's back here in Las Vegas, Nevada for another marquee matchup with Jermell Charlo. So we are just moments away from the undisputed super middleweight champion making his way here into the man with the plan. The man, the myth, the legend. Men are looking to put on a fight of the year here in 2023.
Leonard,
and that is
we're here, man. Fight week. It's been a little while since we had one, right? Been a little bit. I feel like boxing fans are.
We're going to be opening things up with Elijah Garcia, Armando
Canelo and his fans, you know, they always come out.
Everyone looks in
Big fight
phenomenal
week.
tip-top shape.
You know, I'm really excited for Saturday night.
They come early too. This is pretty packed. This is like Tank Garcia kind of set in. Right. Man, looking at the feat that Jermell's trying to accomplish, right? Few fighters have done it. Bernard Hopkins, Roberto Duran. You know, I mean, that's pretty high praise already, right? If he were to accomplish that, he might be Hall of Fame already, but what does this add to his career if he were to defeat a Canelo Alvarez on Saturday?
It's everything. For starters, he's going to be printing money.
As for Ugas, he made history as he defeated Manny Pacquiao in August of 2021.
Derek said they're in 15-round shape.
Erickson Lubin, Jesus,
you know, they know what they're up against.
All right, now, ladies and
Canelo has all
gentlemen,
the
we
experience
are
in the
now
world.
set.
He's excited too. I know he has that chip on his shoulder. Also, great fight.
By knockout.
Just quickly, Derrick James is with them. There's rumors Earl Spence is no longer with Daryl James. I've seen that on the internet. I haven't heard anything official from anybody.
Yeah, I don't believe nothing about with no rumors. You know, like I said, Derrick is again one of the top 1% trainers out there. Him and Eddie. You know, so it's going to be exciting to see those two match wits on Saturday night. Again, I'm really excited for this fight. This is one that, like, again, like I said, it's kind of, he was promised this fight like 10 years ago, you know, so it's like finally coming to fruition, and this is what it's all about. All the marbles, man.
What do you think a fight would have looked like at 154 when they were both kind of back in the day when you know, the rumors first started about it?
That would have been interesting too, because Canelo didn't have the experience that he has now, and neither did Charlo. You know, he didn't look so well in the Gable Charlo fight. You know, and obviously Canelo didn't look great in the Lara fight. You know, and then they obviously lost to Floyd. You know, so I get the timing is everything. And the timing is right now. This Saturday night on Showtime pay-per-view.
Holyfield, I talked to Evander Holyfield, and he said if it goes to the decision, he has Jermell. You know, he knew Jermell and Maul when they were small, you know, through Ronnie Shields and all that. You know, he kind of said similar to what you said, kind of like the Lara thing, like Lara and Canelo, that was a close fight. And
very close.
It was very, very close. A lot of people saw it go the other way.
Right, exactly.
So is that the style that Jermell needs to bring into this Canelo fight, like kind of boxing, like light on his feet?
Like, just my opinion, I think he does need to box. I think that's his best chance. Because sitting down with Canelo, you're right in his wheelhouse. You're right in his wheelhouse. But again, now I'm a fan on this one, so I get a chance to sit back and enjoy it.
Just want to, again, going back to rumors, I've heard it kind of dispelled already, but we've heard Tank Davis and Keith Thurman. Just, you want to put that to rest?
Absolutely not. I don't know where these people get this stuff from. I don't know. They just make up stuff. It's like, there's like, like I said, when Tank is fighting, he's going to tell people when he's fighting. Tank has a hit list. And he wants certain guys, and that's what he's doing.
Isaac Cruz, this rematch. Isaac Cruz.
He's going to tell you what he's going to do.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, as always.
Welcome to Fight Week. You hear the love your people have for you. What does it mean on Hispanic Heritage Month to headline another mega event, your 8th fight from T-Mobile Arena? What does that mean on Hispanic Heritage Month?
Para mí es un honor estar aquí para ustedes. La verdad que me siento muy contento de recibir todo este apoyo de la gente. Al final de cuentas son los que me motivan para seguir aquí, seguir teniendo triunfos y muy contento de estar aquí.
And then can you translate? I know we have Martin Batar, but he said, I haven't had to handle your translation all week in the build-up to this. What did you just say for those watching at home?
Yeah, I say in Spanish because I think everybody speaks Spanish, right? But I can do it in English too. Means a lot. I feel the love, the support from my people, and I just feel proud about represent my country, and thank you everybody for coming and support me.
Now, you moved your camp for this fight to Lake Tahoe, and you said, you know, this is the best you've ever fought. You have said yourself, you feel in your past 2 bouts, you said, you know, you won those fairly easily, but that wasn't me at my best. You feel 100% for this fight. How has that move to Lake Tahoe helped you get ready for this fight against Jermell Charlo?
Yeah, I feel in my 100% right now. I can say a lot of things, but I want to show you Saturday. So I want to show you Saturday, and you're gonna see a different Canelo Saturday night.
Now you have Hall of Famers, world champions, never back down from a challenge. Jermell Ironman Charlo, undisputed junior middleweight champion. What challenges does he present to you that is different from anything you faced?
You know, he's a great fighter.
he knows how to box. He's strong, and he have nothing to lose. He come in my weight division to come for everything. So he's a great fighter, but you know, I'm being in this position for a long time, and I'm ready.
Prediction for Saturday night. What can all of these fans and people watching at home expect to see from Saul Canelo Alvarez?
You know, it's gonna be a great fight, but I'm gonna win.
All right, he said it right there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Saul Canelo Alvarez. The undisputed super middleweight champion, Canelo Alvarez.
Saul right there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everyone. We are just beginning a tremendous fight week. Once again, it all leads up to September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. Canelo Promotions brings you this premier boxing champions event from T-Mobile Arena. Saul Canelo Alvarez defending his undisputed super middleweight crown versus the undisputed junior middleweight champion, Jermell Ironman Charlo. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and see you tomorrow.
Huele esa pura tierra mojada.
Excuse me, I think you're seeing above my stuff. My glasses and something like that. Vamos para allá. Pero creo que se le va a lanzar.
Ojitos, mi hermano. Hay colomitos inolvidables, como las naves en la lluvia desde la loma, yo los dejaba en la capopa.
How are you, man? Chepo, ¿tiene tiempo? Okay.
¡Canelo, acá te esperamos!
La quiero con el Chapo.
Sí, pues es que los conocemos de Guadalajara toda la vida.
Okay.
Sí, sí.
I don't. So you can still bring them over.
Pero ya ve que como Canelo ya responde en inglés, como la mayoría de medios se llaman en inglés, queremos ver si puede hacer acá en español. Ya ves que hasta empezó hablando así.
Eso sí. Ahorita que lo dejes.
Sí, imagínate, yo soy radio, antes era feliz porque le preguntaban todos los ingleses si era español y luego te lo hacían ahora yo tengo que traducir del inglés al español porque ya sabe hablar inglés. Sí.
You got the
Sí, obviamente. Así que
you, sir.
¡Canelo, acá te esperamos!
Did Canelo see that when he walked by? No, he did.
And they tried because they were covering Canelo.
Oh. Sam, can I get in there to talk to Ed?
I think so.
Lance is talking to him. I don't know.
Yeah, he's not really supposed to be doing it. Sorry.
Le das una bromita de eso.
Eddie!
They're both Eddie and Eddie.
I know that's Checo. I know they call him Checo. I don't know if it's their name. Eddie! Eddie! Canelo's gonna leave this way.
I think so.
And then go like around.
Conocía ya él, nos decía cuánto le debo de Uber. Digo, pues nos hacen lo que dicen que tenemos que cobrar un Uber, porque decía, es que yo no uso Uber, yo tengo taxi. Le digo, gente con nosotros, güey. Le digo, baja la aplicación. Está muy chavo. Y que le cante una, oiga, también canta. Don Chepo, y ya les cantó también. El otro día vi que Ernesto Amador puso otra de sus canciones, esa no me la ha pasado a mí. No me acuerdo, pues él la publicó.
Ahí está Saúl, Canelo Alvarez, también es la cadena de Ramos.
Here's got cream, no Alright, 3 people out. You got everyone.
This is it, bro. This is the scrum. This is the scrum. Welcome.
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself. Definitely, like you said, like my name's Jim.
You got 100K plus all. Find me? Alright.
What's up, brother? All right, everything good?
It's a long way from New York.
I'm just so glad that this is not my show. As a fan,
or more likes than people help me out.
Today?
No, you. Did you drop it?
You can't say no.
My birthday week.
I mean, no one else is here. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, like I'm gonna.
No. How are you? Good. How'd it go today? Were you in there?
No, I just came in.
Just check it out. You guys are going to be around though, right?
Yeah.
I almost wore the yellow and black one today, but then I went to the Raiders because I gotta support even though we're down. You know what I mean? It breaks my heart, but still. Oh no, yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, Grand Revival is always kind of chaotic. You don't really get shit other than like, you know, than everybody else gets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's clear. The numbers don't lie, bro. Yeah. The only time I've seen something similar to like this on a Tuesday was Tank and Ryan. And I'll say even this is how ridiculous.
I feel like I thought that energy would be a little bit
subdued. Yeah. It's cracking.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cracking, man. And then I think part of it too, you know, like, you know, since what is it popular? Anything really good? So, boxing fans are starving, bro. You know what I mean? All right, brother. See you tomorrow then.
de Canelo.
¿Cómo está?
Bien, bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, bien. No agarré nada. Eso.
¿No tienen mesa? ¿Está dentro?
Ya, en el media room. Oh, yeah, that was just just getting the people.
Who you with?
KO, I've just bumping you. Yeah, that's you, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, bro. Beautiful. Yeah.
So I see everybody on the show. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Tell them to follow you every time they come up.
Huh?
Tell them to follow you every time they come up.
Yeah,
you should have a QR code or some shit.
Hell yeah. She should have.
Gracias.
Son de los fanáticos que la distancia que viene, el color, la llegada. Estamos bastante chidos. ¿Dónde estás tú?
Soy en casa de un amigo.
Just know you can't.
¿No vino mamador?
No, I didn't see them.
No, sí, ¿y eso de aquí qué pasó? Lo dejaron en la... ¿Quién es el encargado? Ah. Sí, sí, sí. Es la que trae.
Whenever you're ready, brother. I'm ready.
Oh, okay. I'll let you go.
Thank you. Take care, bro. Hey, we got our wait, so yep. Get on. Thank you.
I'll get you with the shit in the background. Yeah. Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Steven Cordero right here with Robert Diaz, man. Good seeing you, brother. Good seeing you, around. And, obviously, boxing, we're all a family, right? We see each other all the time. It's good seeing you again, man. Here we are, another Canelo, fight weekend. Again, he's challenging himself, facing the undisputed at 154 pounds in Jermell Charlo. The only fighters that I can think of that have accomplished what Jermell Charlo has accomplished are Hall of Famers. Roberto Duran, Bernard Hopkins. I mean, you can say Roy Jones, but I mean, Roy Jones wasn't facing like a Tyson Fury and John Ruiz, right? I mean, Canelo is the guy still, right? Where does this rank as far as, where would Charlo's legacy stand if he gets a victory over Canelo?
Oh, that's amazing. It would be. I mean, obviously, you have to give him. He earns his spot into the Hall of Fame with a victory over Canelo. He earns his name right there in the top 3 fighters today, pound for pound. I mean, Charlo's a kid you got to admire. When it first got announced, I, like many, probably thought, oh, wait a minute, it's a mistake. It's Jermell, not Jermell. But now as you analyze it, and as we got closer, and I know Jermell because I did a lot of his fights in the beginning of his career. He was with Golden Boy from pro debut on up. You got to admire his desire to want to be great. He could have continued defending. He could have fought Crawford right off the bat. He could have, challenged other fighters, but he went for the big fight, the big fish. And you got to admire that. Win, lose, or draw, he's already shown what he's capable of. Now, when we go back in history, a lot of people are making that a big thing about the 2 divisions. Aaron Pryor jumped 2 divisions. Roberto Duran jumped a couple divisions. When Roberto Duran, you mentioned him, when Roberto Duran fought Sugar Ray, he went from lightweight to welterweight. Aaron Pryor, same thing. I mean, these guys, remember, we didn't have the halfweights back then. So a big jump in weight. Really, Canelo comes from a smaller division than Charlo when they started. So I don't see that big advantage. In fact, I think Jermell's going to feel amazing come fight night once he steps in that ring, because he's going to that extra pounds, the body's going to say, I love it, I welcome it. He is the bigger guy. We got to remember that. Physically, he is the bigger guy. Canelo's fought at the division because he's always been challenging himself to fights in divisions where he naturally shouldn't be fighting, giving up so much. I think it is going to be a very good fight. I think Charlo's going to give him a lot of trouble in the beginning, but the difference is not going to be so much as the weight. It's not going to be so much as who's the bigger guy. I think it's going to be the experience. Canelo's been there, done that so many times, it's second nature to him. So I think in the long run, as the rounds go by and he's breaking them down, making them make mistakes, I think we're going to see the old Canelo, you know, the refresh, the Canelo that we've expected to see in the last couple of fights. And I could see a late round knockout in his favor.
So that was going to be kind of the next subject I was getting to. I mean, Canelo, you know, lost against Bivol, right? Didn't have like such a great year, say, last year. You know, John Ryder, he won the fight, but people were expecting a knockout. I mean, John Ryder has only been TKO'd once, and that was kind of like a little suspect too, so maybe he's tougher than we all thought. But does Canelo need that knockout to kind of put the statement like, look, I'm still here, I'm still the guy, I'm still number one?
He doesn't need the knockout, but knowing him, he wants the knockout. He knows that the fans love knockouts. He knows that boxing is I mean, you take out all controversies, you take out all doubts with the knockout. I think he will look for the knockout. Not obsessed with it because he's so experienced that he knows you don't look for it, but I think he will get the knockout, which is no shame on Jermell. I think, to be honest, the Ryder fight, I didn't see it going by knockout before the fight. A lot of people expected the knockout because they didn't know John Ryder. And John Ryder, look at him. I mean, that's one of the first times I've seen Canelo in the ring where there's a guy that has a bigger back, bigger legs, bigger neck than Canelo. This guy was physically a big dude, and he's a tough guy. And we saw it in the fight. As far as Bivol, one of the most talented fighters in boxing, not today. I mean, this guy has the credentials from the amateurs. And it's a division where he gives up so much. So, he lost to Bivol, there's no shame in that. It's just that he keeps challenging himself. You know, there was already talks about going to cruiserweight. They asked me, and I said, you never know with Canelo now. He surprises you every time around. But I really do think we're going to have a hell of a fight Saturday night.
I agree, man. Just you mentioned, you know, when you were with Golden Boy and Jermell and Canelo were with Golden Boy. Just take me into those conversations. Like, did that ever get serious around that time when they were both 54? You know, both under the same banner? Did it ever get like, oh, okay, maybe we should match these guys, or was it always kind of seen as this is a big fight in the future?
I don't think, I mean, at the time, if anybody was talking about fighting, it was Jermell. That, you know, obviously, like everybody else, I want the big name. I think, and this is something we'll see throughout the years in life, outside of boxing, inside of boxing. Timing. God's time is perfect, right? I think if we would have seen the fight then, it wouldn't have been as big. Today, just the mere fact that he's undisputed, cleaned out his division, and you have undisputed against undisputed, we haven't seen that. So it's something historic for boxing. I think the timing's perfect. I think the Jermell that we're seeing now has the experience that he wouldn't have had then, the physicality he brings in, body-wise, not style-wise, but body-wise, physique-wise, Danny Jacobs type fight. But I see even a more aggressive Jermell than we would have seen with Danny.
Seen back then. Yeah, you're right. Jermell has gotten more aggressive since being with Derek James. I just want to talk a little boxing with you. Obviously, we all saw Terrence Crawford, you know, defeat Errol Spence in the fashion he did. Errol Spence wants the rematch. It sounds like the weight is up to Crawford, and he still wants it at 47. If it's at 47 again with the rematch, do we see something different?
Look, I predicted Spence in the first fight. I predicted, regardless of who would win, it was going to be a very close fight because they're so evenly matched and both talents and the talent, but I was shocked, like many, at how easy Crawford made it look. I've always said this about Crawford. He's one of the few fighters that personally I would match up in any era. I rarely say that because I always feel the fighters from the past are better than the fighters of the present. He's a fighter that I would have and match against legendary fighters in the past, and he wins. I don't see, and as much as I love Spence, I worked with him and I was rooting for him, I don't see the need of going into a rematch. I could see the fighter in him, that heart to say, no, that wasn't me, I want to go do it again. But it's rare that we see a different outcome when it's such a one-sided fight like that. And we just saw it right now with the heavyweights, with Joy Joyce, right? It was maybe the team that should say, look, let's take some time out, let's take a rest. It wasn't just a loss, it was a beating. Regardless if they know the circumstances, maybe take a fight or two to get back into that mentality, to put that loss behind. I give him credit, he wants to do it as a fighter, but that's where that circle needs to defend too, that decision. But 47, 54, or 60, the way I saw, the things I saw with Crawford that night, it's going to be very hard to make a different outcome.
Right. I mean, he did so well right there. Now the talk is him to move up 21 pounds to face the winner of this.
Yeah.
You know, specifically, he's been calling out Canelo. I mean, that sounds crazy, but he did look so incredibly.
It's not size that wins it. You know, there's talent too. And sometimes, I mean, we've seen it in the past. Roy Jones going up and beating John Ruiz. Sugar Ray Leonard going up and beating Daniel Allan. I mean, there's certain fighters at certain times in their career, they're just special fighters that they can do that. I mean, Canelo, who would ever thought a Mexican going up to light heavyweight and winning a world title at light heavyweight, you know? But we got to remember, Canelo's not a big, tall, rangy fighter. He's like 5'9". Crawford's probably 5'9". You know, so if he packs on the weight properly, why not? You know, once you've accomplished so many feats in your career and your life, nothing else is going to drive you. You got to find something to motivate you and challenge you. And I think for Crawford, what other fight? I mean, if you're going to go to 60 and fight who? Might as well go to 68 and get the biggest fight in the biggest fight in boxing.
Right, 100%.
It's a Sugar Ray Leonard, modern day Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran.
Right, yeah, it really is, yeah. Robert, it's good seeing you, brother.
Likewise,
what are you up to these days, man? Obviously, we see you in boxing still. You know, I know you're still in it. You know, thankfully for us, you know, as fans, you're always putting on good stuff, man. What's the latest with you?
You know what? I've been enjoying time going to the fights. I was here for Spence Crawford, enjoying boxing's in my blood. I love it. I'm helping a lot of fighters, young fighters, old fighters, veteran fighters, advising them, getting them fights, and I'm still in the game. I'm enjoying it.
Excellent. Reach out to Michelada that time, right?
Michelada time, you know it,
there
all
it
the
is.
time.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, brother. Good seeing you, man. You got time to talk, Sam? Yeah. Can we do an interview? Oh, okay. Yeah. Steve Guarino, KO Artist Sports, right here with the one and only Sam Lukowitz. Man, here we are, big fight, Canelo versus Charlo. I know you would like to see Benavidez on that other side, right, of the verses. Just want to get into that, man. What's the latest with David Benavidez and Boo Boo Andrade?
Well, we will fight Andrade. Like I say all the time, the promoter doesn't want to take risk with his champion, and honestly, I didn't want to take a risk with Andrade because it's a real deal. But I have no choice. The same choice that the winner, you need to face Canelo regardless. Right. So it's part of the game. I believe that it was nobody else, that it means something, and we buy the best. Canelo doesn't want someone, we fight that one. So already we're ready for November to fight him, and after that, I'm pretty sure that it'll be a good fight, but Benavidez will come victorious. He need to face Benavidez, Canelo, or Charlo. Remember, everybody thinks that the Charlo is coming to pick up a paycheck. No. Charlo is coming to fight. I know him almost from brother view, both brothers. For me, it's like my own son, both of them. I love him. And I believe that they have a great chance to win. And then it's up to him to give up the title or to fight Benavidez.
Yeah. I was going to say, is that kind of the idea with facing Boo Boo Andrade with David, is that like you're kind of giving Canelo nowhere to go? It's like, look, you didn't want to fight this guy. He's a difficult style. We'll take him. We'll beat him. Now what?
Andrade, is a mandatory from another sanctioned body. So now we have two sanctioned bodies that we have the mandatories. That's it. It's the end. If we win, we will face Benavidez or lose your title. That's right.
Really? So there's no like buyout, no any like
No,
if we get a victory, we want Canelo.
Absolutely
That's
not.
it.
We are already before when I make the deal with them, it will get probably half of anybody else. Benavidez, he want to be the best, and he didn't talk about money. He talked about to be the best on the 168. So for the future to go to 75 with the light heavyweight. So that is the difference between Benavidez and the rest. But if Canelo win, he must fight this time. No excuse. Don't say that, that he fought nobody. He fought the guy that he's supposed to fight as a mandatory. And finally, in the end, if Charlo win, so Charlo, my amigo, I love you, but you need to fight him. You need to fight Benavidez to be the best.
You mentioned Benavidez moving up to 75. He's a big guy. Is that getting a little close? Like we've only won 2 more fights at this weight, and then that's
I would
it?
say between 2 and 3 fights, then you go to 75.
Right.
But now we have a Memo with him, and Memo is a great.
And
so
David's
you have
always
no
in the gym.
issues on the way in. If
Right.
Memo is next to him, we have no issues.
Right. And David's always in the gym anyway.
Yeah,
so,
always.
Sam, thank you so much for the update, brother. So November then?
November, it will happen.
Pay-per-view?
Definitely pay-per-view.
Excellent. He deserves
It's
it. The
it's
Mexican
worthwhile
monster. Yes, sir.
pay-per-view.
Sam, thank you so much for your time. And tell the fans where they can follow you. Tell the fans where they can follow you.
At SamsonBoxing.com, SAMPSON boxing.com.
There it is. Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. Gracias.
Okay, all right, good seeing you. And then it's like, it's going to require commitment. I ain't gonna have a life. Especially for me, because I every day to day, every day, all day. That's why I never had
I appreciate you guys all watching. Thank you. Looks like that's it. So we'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-in, or what is tomorrow? The press conferences, undercard press conference the next day, workouts and stuff tomorrow. I'm going live for everything, so hit the bell icon so you get notified when I go live. And yeah, appreciate you guys. See you next time. It's me, brother. I'll get it.